Today we're going to be talking about August sales on Poshmark, so if you want to see what I sold, stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Gordon-Goldstein and I'm a part-time reseller on the Poshmark app. Today we're going to be talking about all my sales in August of 2021. I'm going to go through every single item that I sold. We'll do like a speed round kind of thing because I know a lot of you do like to see every single item that I sold, so we'll do a speed round of that. Then after that we'll go into fast, low, high, low, where I tell you which items sold the fastest, slowest, for the highest amount and for the lowest amount. That just kind of serves as a reminder to me, things maybe to stay away from when I'm out thrifting, or things that did well that I should be looking out for and would pick up again. That could be helpful for some of you as well to know that information. I know I like to see what is selling and what maybe isn't selling for other people as well. And then after fast, low, high, low, we'll get into more of my individual numbers and charts and things that you all also seem to like. If you like this kind of content, hit the thumbs up and subscribe down below. Make sure you hit the little bell so you don't miss any future uploads from me, and let's get started. On August 1st, I had two sales. The first was this 7 for All Mankind cream silk layered top, and that came in a thredUP rescue box. I sold that for $9 and it took 216 days to sell. That was an offer to me. I also sold this Cynthia Rowley wool striped dress. This also came in a thredUP mystery box, and I sold that for $7 and that took 262 days to sell. That was also an offer to me. If you're not familiar with thredUP rescue boxes or mystery boxes that I talk about here, I have a bunch of videos, so I will link those above for you if you want to know more about what those are and how I ended up with some of these items. On the 2nd, I sold one item, and it was this Donna Jessica kind of like green textured skirt. I'm gonna move over. I always forget to do that so that you can see the items. It was this green textured skirt. This was donated to me from next door last year. I sold that for $4 and that took 175 days to sell. I swear there are more exciting items than these coming up this month. I had a lot of really good ones, so don't be like, oh my god, she only sells items under $10. I promise there's good ones in here. On the 3rd, I had one sale, and it was this pair of Cole Haan Arden Grand ankle booties. I got these on thredUP, but these were not from a mystery box. These were from some like arbitrage, I guess that you could say. Like, I bought them on thredUP with the intent to straight up resell. This was very early on last year in my reselling journey that I purchased these. I absolutely 100% would not do it again, and let me tell you why. I paid $48 for these. Stay with me. And I listed them for $72 because I thought I knew how to look up comps. I certainly did not. These sold for the inverse of $72. These sold for $27, and that means I lost like $28 on these basically after fees. So that was really dumb. I would not do that again, especially for like Cole Haan boots. Yeah, they retailed at $280, and I think I was a little starstruck by that at the time. So I was like, oh yeah, 48, that's fine. I can make $30 on these shoes. That's awesome. I didn't, and it was not awesome, so don't do that. They also took 393 days to sell, and I relisted them many times, and they finally sold on an offer to like her. On the 4th, I had two sales. The first was this pair of American Eagle jeans. They were men's distressed jeans. I picked these up at Goodwill. They sold for $22 and took 14 days to sell. That was on an offer to me. I also sold this pair of BP leather heeled ankle booties. Those came in a thredUP mystery box. I finally sold those for $13, and those took 293 days to sell, and those sold on an offer to like her. On the 6th, I had three sales. The first was this pair of Coach rain boots. These were the Leicester style. I sold those for $32. They took 30 days to sell, and that was on an offer to me. I also sold this pair of Lucky Brand crochet wedges. I picked those up at Goodwill, and I sold those for $20, and they took 23 days to sell. Those sold through Closet Clear Out. The last thing to sell on the 6th was this pair of DK NYC Moto leggings, and those were from my personal closet. I originally got those in a Le Tote. I've done a video on Le Tote. I do the rental stuff, all the clothing rental. These just needed to be rotated out of my personal wardrobe so somebody else could wear them. This jumpsuit I'm wearing is actually also from Le Tote. It's like a wide leg situation. It's amazing, but it's going back soon, so I figured I would wear it in a video. But anyway, I sold those for $12. They took 108 days to sell, and those sold through a closet clear out. On the 7th, I had one sale, and it was this Pendleton vintage navy blue wool skirt, like a pencil skirt, and that was donated to me last year. I sold that for $7, and it took 184 days to sell. It was a full price sale, but I had dropped the price to $7, so that's not that exciting. On the 10th, I had one sale, and it was this pair of Sam Edelman hazel black pointy toe pumps. I picked these up at Goodwill, and I sold them for $45, and those took 48 days to sell. That was an offer to me. On the 11th, I had two sales. The first was this pair of Duke and Dexter camo blue men's loafers, and those came in a ThredUp mystery box. I did film that. It is that like amazing men's ThredUp box that I keep promising you is coming, but it's actually coming. That'll probably be either later this week or next week. But anyway, that came in a ThredUp mystery box. I sold those for $55, and those took 48 days to sell. That was an offer to me. I did start those at $129, but I was happy to get rid of them for $55. I also sold this Ann Taylor black bell sleeve sweater. This came in a ThredUp mystery box, and I sold that for $10, and it took 273 days to sell. That was an offer to me. On the 12th, I had one sale. It was this Vineyard Vines saltwater half zip pullover men's sweater. This was an extra small men's size, so not the best size. That came in a men's ThredUp box, the same one I just talked about. That sold for $30 and took 59 days to sell, also an offer to me. On the 13th, I had two sales. The first was this Victoria's Secret pink cream lace bralette, and that was from my personal closet. I sold that for $17, and that took 143 days to sell, and that sold via offer to liker. And then I also sold this pair of George, which is a Walmart brand. They were new with tags, but it was just a pair of like light wash jeans. Those came in that same ThredUp mystery box, and I sold those for $4, and they took 34 days to sell. I think I had them listed for $5, and somebody liked them, so I sent them a private offer for $4, and that's how those sold. On the 14th, I had one sale, and it was this Gimmicks by BKE mixed media velour like high-low top, and that was donated to me recently, and I sold that for $20, and that sold in one day via offer to likers. On the 16th, I had one sale. It was this loft turquoise like mohair type sweater. That was from my personal closet. I sold that for $10, and that took 184 days to sell. Sold that via offer to likers. On the 17th, I had one sale. It was this Anthro Pure and Good like mixed media pink top. It was really plain, even though that probably retailed for like $100. That came in a ThredUp mystery box. I would not pick up that type of Anthro to resell, but it did sell for $6, and that took 281 days to sell, and I sold that on an offer to likers. On the 18th, I had one sale again, and it was this pair of Teva Zira sandals. They were like brown, orange, turquoise hiking sandals, and I picked those up at Goodwill. They sold for $29 and sold in 2 days, and somebody sent me an offer on those, and I accepted. On the 19th, I had three sales. There was a streak here at Goodwill where I was just finding really good shoes, and they were all selling like within a week, so this was actually, this next one sold like a month, but they were selling fast for me. On the 19th, I had three sales. The first was this pair of J Slides. These were these like navy slip-on fur-lined sneakers, and I sold those for $55, and those took 35 days to sell. Someone sent me an offer on those. The next pair was this pair of Morel Encore air cushion, again, fur-lined clogs, and those sold for $65 and took 2 days to sell. Those sold at full price. The last item to sell on the 19th was this pair of Mephisto Helen metallic sandals. These look a lot like Birkenstocks. They retail at like $150. I picked these up at Goodwill, and I sold those for $70 in 6 days. Somebody sent me an offer on those as well. On the 20th, I sold 7 items, and 4 of those were in a bundle. So the first item I sold was this pair of Saluto's striped strawberry espadrilles, and Those I picked up at Goodwill. I sold them for $30 and those took 4 days to sell. Somebody sent me an offer. The next item was this Tory Burch brown ruffle shirt, and that came in a thredUP mystery box. I have had that for a little while, I believe. I sold that for $15 and it took 235 days to sell, and that sold via offer to likers. The next 4 items were all in a bundle together, so I'll put the bundle up on the screen just so you can kind of see the breakdown of everything. So when I do that, I kind of just split the sale price evenly between everything. But first up was this Soft Surroundings 100% silk tank top, and it was like layered. This was donated to me. That took 190 days to sell. And with this breakdown, like everything sold for like $5 or $6. I sold the bundle total for $23. So this was kind of, you know, a very low price bundle, even though it was 4 items. But these were things I've had for a long time or that were donated to me. So I didn't mind that they went at a lower price point. But anyway, that was the first item. Next was this Boohoo new with tags star print lightweight sweater. When I Googled this, it was actually like a pajama top to a matching set, but I just called it a pullover sweatshirt. But anyway, that came in a thredUP mystery box and that took 343 days to sell. The Zara Woman kind of short sleeved floral paisley shift dress, that I picked up at Goodwill last year. That was like one of the very first items that I ever picked up. I paid $5.29 for it. With this bundle breakdown, I sold it for $5 or $6. So I maybe made like 5 cents on it, but that took 531 days to sell. It wasn't extra small. I don't really know why it took so long to sell. It was a really cute dress and I relisted it a ton of times. I don't know on that one. The last item to sell in this bundle was a blouse by The Limited. It was this like tank top, halter neck, black and white graphic print top, and that came in a thredUP mystery box and took 175 days to sell. Oh, I have one more item on the 20th. It was this Converse button front plaid men's shirt that came in a men's thredUP rescue box, and I sold that for $19 and it took 63 days to sell, and that sold for full price. On the 23rd, I had 4 sales. The first was this pair of weatherproof vintage straight men's like utility pants, and those came in a men's thredUP rescue box. I sold those for $10 and they sold in 45 days. Somebody sent me an offer on those. Next was this White House Black Market black v-neck dress that came in a thredUP rescue box as well. It was just kind of like an older style. I only had it listed for $10, but it did sell for a full price of $10, and that took 280 days to sell. Next on the 23rd was this Jersey's rainbow tie-dye Penn State t-shirt. This was from my personal closet and I sold it for $5, which is what I had it listed for. That took 188 days to sell, and that went to Pennsylvania, so we are. The last item on the 23rd was this pair of Sundance suede leather wedge sandals. I picked those up at Goodwill recently, sold them for $35. Somebody sent me an offer and those took 39 days to sell. On the 24th, I had 3 sales. We really picked up at the end of the month, it seems like here, but we'll look at a chart to confirm this. But I had 3 sales. The first was this Donna Morgan black beaded zip back top, and that was donated to me. I sold that for $5 on an offer to liker, and it took 195 days to sell. I also sold these Victoria's Secret sport leggings. They had like pink on them. Those were from my personal closet. I sold them for $8 on an offer to liker, and they took 126 days to sell. The last item on the 24th was this Trouvé black and white color block sweater. This was donated to me last year, and I sold that on an offer to liker as well for $12, and that took 261 days to sell. On the 25th, I had 1 sale, and it was this Banana Republic like lightweight striped sweater. This was a men's item that came in a men's thredUP box. Somebody offered me $18 for that, and I took it. It sold in 68 days. On the 26th, I had one sale, and it was this Victoria's Secret Dream Angels neon pink lace line demi bra. That was from my personal closet. I sold that on an offer to liker for $12, and that took 150 days to sell. On the 27th, I had one sale. It was a pair of American Eagle super stretch denim high-rise jeggings. I picked those up at Goodwill. Those were size 18. I sold those for $20. It took 5 days to sell them, and I sold them via offer to likers. On the 28th, I had two sales. The first was this pair of Zara Woman black pointed toe Chelsea boots. They were very witchy, and I don't know, I have a very small channel here, but I really like watching Jack and Ryan, and they keep talking about witchy core recently. So I thought these were very witchy core. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, I feel like this is the epitome of witchy core. But I picked these up at Goodwill recently. I sold them for $30, and that was an offer to me, and they took 12 days to sell. I also sold this pair of J. Renee peep toe pumps with like a cork heel, and I already said they're peep toe. They came in a threaded mystery box a while ago, and they were pretty dated style, but they were in good condition. And I sold those for $7, and they took 359 days to sell, and I sent an offer to likers on those. On the 29th, I had one sale. It was this pair of blank NYC, the Galaxy Straight jeans. These were completely destroyed, just in the way that they looked. They're supposed to look like this. Let's see here. I picked those up at Goodwill. I sold them for $27, and they took 6 days to sell. Sold them on an offer to likers. They did have some discoloration like throughout the front of them, and I made sure to note that in my listing and reference the photos that I took of that. Unfortunately, I got a 3-star rating on these because the buyer said that there was discoloration on them, and I shouldn't sell things like that. But she didn't try to return it or anything. She accepted them and just gave me a 3-star rating with that note. So I guess maybe I'll just point those out better in my listings. That doesn't happen too often for me, so we'll just roll with it. On the 30th, I had one sale, and it was this Eileen Fisher black and olive green striped sweater. I picked this up at Goodwill. Somebody offered me $25 on this sweater the same day I listed it, and like 20 minutes after I listed it. So I just took the offer. That was totally fine, and I sold that in the same day. So it took 0 days to sell. On the 31st, the very last day of the month, I had two sales, and the first was this Signature Studio long sleeve floral blouse. This came in a threaded mystery box. That sold for $6 on an offer to likers and took 188 days to sell. The very last item of the month was this Land's End green and white patterned skirt, and this came in a threaded mystery box as well. I sold that for $15. I had dropped the price to that low recently, so it sold full price. That took 133 days to sell. So let's move into fast, slow, high, low. First, we're going to do fast sales. I'm going to share with you everything that sold in 30 days or less. This month, my average days to sell was 139. We'll start at 30. So the Coach Leicester rain boots, those sold in 30 days. I think anything that sells in less than a month is pretty good for me. The Lucky Brand crochet wedges, those took 23 days to sell. The American Eagle distressed jeans, the men's ones, those took 14 days to sell. The Zara Woman Witchy Core boots, those took 12 days to sell. The Mephisto sandals that were metallic, those took 6 days to sell. Also 6 days were those blank NYC Galaxy Straight destroyed jeans. 5 days for the American Eagle super stretch plus size jeans. The Saludo strawberry espadrilles, those were so cute. Those took 4 days to sell. The Morel Encore ice clogs took 2 days to sell. Also 2 days for the Tiva hiking sandals. And 1 day for the Gimmicks by BKE velour wrap top. And I think we all remember 0 days, aka 20 minutes, for Eileen Fisher. So yay, Eileen. I found 4 Eileen Fisher pieces that day. I sold 2 already, and there's 2 to go, and it's only been like a week. So this is very exciting. Now on to my slowest sales of the month. This is going to include anything that took over 200 days to sell. It's about 10 items or so. The very first item of the month, the 7 for All Mankind silk tiered top, that took 216 days The Tory Burch brown ruffle top, that was 235 days. The Trouvé color block lightweight sweater. Trouvé is like a Nordstrom house brand. That took 261 days to sell. The Cynthia Rowley dress, that was 262 days. The Ann Taylor black bell sleeve sweater was 273 days. I was very surprised by that because it was a really cute sweater. It was ribbed and it had the bell sleeves. Still not great for Ann Taylor. White House Black Market, the black sleeveless dress, that took 280 days to sell. BP suede ankle booties, 293. Now we're getting into the 300s. The Boohoo Star sweatshirt, that was 343 days. The J. Renee cork platform peep toe heels were 359. Cole Haan gray booties, which were gorgeous in excellent condition, those took 393 days to sell. So not only did I lose like almost $30 on those, they also sat in my house forever. That was really dumb. I will not do that again. And the item that took the longest to sell was the Zara shift dress that I picked up at Goodwill over a year ago. That took 531 days to sell. Also dumb. Next, let's move into my highest sales. So I'll share with you everything that sold for more than $25. First up, we have the Eileen Fisher striped sweater. So that was $25. The Cole Haan gray booties and the blank NYC Galaxy straight jeans, those both sold for $27. So even though the Cole Haan sat for a while, they did sell for $27. So if I could pick those up at like regular Goodwill prices, I would do it. I would not pay $48 for that again. Just to be sure we're clear here. Next up, the Teva sandals, those sold for $29. The Saludo strawberry espadrilles and the Vineyard Vines men's half zip, those both sold for $30. Also for $30, we have the Zara Woman Witchy Core boots. And the Coach rain boots, we had $32. The Sundance suede sandals sold for $35. The Sam Edelman Hazel black pointed toe heels were $45. The Duke & Dexter camo loafers and the J-Slides slip-on sneakers, those both sold for $55. We've got the Morel Encore clogs for $65. And my best item of the month, we do not have a North Face jacket again, but we have these Mephisto Helen metallic sandals, and those sold for $70. Now let's just go over my lowest sales of the month, and this will be anything that sold for $6 or less. There were more here, but we'll go with $6 or less just to keep it short. The Anthropologie Pure and Good pink top, that was $6. The Signature Studio floral top, $6. Then we have a few items here at $5. The soft surrounding silk tiered top, the Boohoo Star sweatshirt, the Penn State tie-dye tee, and the Donna Morgan vintage beaded top. Those were all $5. And then we have two items for $4. I don't know if you remember them, but the Donna Jessica vintage teal pencil skirt and the Walmart George men's jeans. Not so great. Wouldn't pick these items up at Goodwill. I don't think I didn't pick up any of those up at Goodwill. So yay me, even though we lost like $30 on those Cole Haan booties, but that's fine. They didn't sell for only $4. Next, let's get into all of my fun charts and things. So first, let's talk about my count of sale type here. So I like to see this just to see if this was a month that I had more buyer initiated sales or more sales that were initiated by me. And you can see here, you know, offers to me and full price sales were buyer initiated, and then private offers sent, bundle offers sent, offers to liker, and closet clear out, those were all sales that were initiated by me. So you can see that breakdown here. It's actually exactly 50-50 for this month. Most were actually offers sent to me, which is pretty crazy, just in total. But that was followed really closely by offers to likers. So that continues to be a huge point of where my sales are coming from, is me sending offers to likers. The very smallest amount was closet clear out and private offers that I sent. So I feel like closet clear out is slowing down for me, but we'll see. I'll give it a few more months and see if it's still worth my time to send out those messages on Fridays, but I will keep you updated on that. Here's a chart of how many items I listed and sold for the month. As you can see here, I finally was able to gain a few active listings For the month, I listed 70 items, which was twice as many items as I listed last month. I only listed 35 last month, and I sold 46. So I'm, again, building up my inventory since I wasn't thrifting for like the first 6 months of the year because we were moving. And yeah, because that listed number is higher than my sold number, I'm actually like building my listings. You can see on this chart that tops, shoes, and sweaters were my top 3 categories, and shoes was my number 1 category with over 30% of my volume of sales. And even though only 30% by volume of my sales were shoes, if you look at this next chart here, you can see that over 50% of my profit by category was shoes. So 30% of my actual sales were shoes, but they made up for over half of my profit. So that means shoes were by far my most profitable category. Again, followed very closely by tops and sweaters. Here you can see the breakdown of the day by day throughout the month of items that I sold versus items I listed, and then how many likes I got each day throughout the month. You can see I started listing a little bit more later in the month. Those are those pink dots. And you can also see the number of likes I got throughout the month was kind of starting to increase as the month went on. Also my sales, I was more consistent in my sales in the later part of the month. I did have 6 no sale days, which is less than normal. Last month, like half the month was no sale days. That seems to be improving. Again, that's probably because I'm listing more. Let's take a look at the map, and South Carolina this month had the... No, it didn't. That's North Carolina. People probably think I'm real dumb on Instagram. I called that South Carolina on Instagram. I'm gonna have to edit that. Anyway, North Carolina got most of my sales this month. They got 7, probably because they got a bundle sent to them. And the rest of it's not really a surprise. Pennsylvania, Texas, and California were kind of the next bunch there. And finally, we have my sales and profit. You can see here that my sales was actually the highest sales I've had all year. The sales number was $901. I beat my previous last month, which was $885. So I beat that by like $15 or so. So I beat that, which is really exciting. I will say though, you can look at that chart and you can see that the profit was slightly lower than the month before. And the profit for this month was $431 as opposed to last month, which was $500. That's probably because I was spending a little bit more on my cost of goods this month. I did sell less items this month. It's all kind of an ebb and flow, right? But I had my highest sales of the year, which I'm very proud of. Now that we hit 900, I need to hit 1,000. That's my next goal. I want to hit 1,000. And I know this might seem like a lot to some people and like absolute like beans to other people, but I just like to share where I'm at in my kind of reselling journey. And right now we're at 900. So I'm very happy with that. If there are any kind of other numbers you'd like to see within my business, or, numbers or charts or things that you'd be interested to see, I would be happy to put that together for a future month. And let me know if you like these types of videos. I think they're helpful. It's helpful for me to kind of reflect on the month, and I like watching other people's what sold videos, so I hope you enjoy them as well. Again, if you did enjoy this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe down below. Hit the little bell so that you don't miss any future uploads from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Is this too crazy or is this fine? We're just gonna roll with it. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. This is not plugged in, which is why it's not charging. There we go. Fixed it. Okay.